Welcome back to the channel, and if you've ever watched my stream or watched any of my videos throughout the years, you know I'm a Call of Duty fan. I love the franchise. I'm not saying that every game is good, but nothing gives me that feeling like Call of Duty. So to say that I was excited to get my hands on Black Ops 6 was an understatement. After the beta, the multiplayer is amazing. I like the Omni movement, but I don't really play multiplayer that much anymore. I primarily make zombies content, DMZ content, things like that. So when I saw what Treyarch had for us this year with zombies, I can't even begin to explain how excited I was. I am. But there's one problem. The update today concerns me. And it's not just what they did today, it's what they apparently intend on doing. And that has to do with the gameplay you're watching right here. I'm on wave 68, trying to do my first round 100 today, but they put a patch in, and that patch completely changed the way you do high rounds. But before we talk about that, we're going to talk about a few things that are totally broken in zombies, especially at high rounds. Now, I haven't really experienced much of this at the lower rounds. Anything below 30, 35, everything seems to be fine. But once you go over 40, 45, the map, Liberty Falls especially, starts getting weird. So the first thing I've noticed is the perks not working correctly. Like you'll have the perk, but it doesn't feel like it's working. So you can't run fast. You feel like your jug isn't working. I know my PhD flopper wasn't working. My teammate, his PhD flopper wasn't working. His stamina wasn't working. And they were all working fine. And then at some point they just stopped. And it's hard to feel confident spending 4, 5, 6, 7 hours trying to get to round 100 when you're like, well, my perks might break halfway through. So that's a bummer, because that's a major thing for zombies players to do, is to go to the high rounds, try to push the rounds. How far can you go? Can you get to round 100, then do the boss fight for the Easter egg, stuff like that. Second thing I want to talk about, the visuals in the game. So like the fire from the Mangler cannon, or the electricity from the traps, or your visual cue from your ammo mod, like your electricity or fire or something like that. That all disappears. At some point it just glitches out, which makes it really tough to play the game. You can't see the Mangler fireballs coming at you to get out of the way. You can't even see the glow of their cannon sometimes. You can't see the Mega Bomb lightning when it's shooting lightning at you. You have no idea. You just start getting electrocuted. You can't see it, so you can't dodge it. Very frustrating. But those things can be fixed relatively easily. I believe once they identify the problem, they can be like, okay, go in and fix it. Hopefully we'll get a patch for that soon. But what really concerned me, what I was talking about a minute ago, is what they did with the patch today before I tried to play my round 100 game. So if you look in the patch notes, you'll see that taking out enemies with score streaks no longer drops score streaks. So if you got a chopper gunner and you take out 10 manglers, they're not going to drop any mutant injections or chopper gunners or sentry guns or anything like that. Same if you use a mutant injection and you beat up a bunch of manglers and a mega bomb, they're not going to drop you any score streaks. So you have to either take them out with the wonder weapon or your woefully underpowered loadout, because after round 45, 50, nothing really works. And it made it fun. It made it fun. It made it really fun to go to the high round. I was watching other people having a blast. I was like, oh man, I can't wait to do that. And then I log on today and they're like, no fun for you. And so you might be like, well, it messes with the, it's not hurting anybody. It's not glitching the game out. It's not, being a nuisance to other players. It's just how the game works. If you get in a good flow, start looping streaks like you can in multiplayer. I don't know. I just don't see the point in taking fun away from a game. Like, it was fun. I love difficulty. I play zombies with snipers. I like to make things hard on myself in gaming. So I don't want it to be easy, but I also don't want them to take the fun away. Like, there's no point in them doing that. So while that in itself isn't a huge deal, it's kind of like, all right, well, what else are they going to do? If they're already thinking like this now, what are they going to do later? And what other things are going to come up? Maybe they have a good reason for it. I think it would be a good idea if Treyarch wanted to do something like that, to put it in the patch notes. Like, we took the ability to for elites to drop streaks if they are taken out by other streaks in zombies because XYZ, because it's gonna, the way this other map plays, it's gonna be too much this, that. Like, just give us a reason. At least give us a reason, other than just like letting us assume that they're mad because we're having fun. I don't know. I'm not trying to bash Call of Duty. I have historically rarely said anything negative about COD, and I don't really plan on starting out. I don't really feel like this is a negative video. I feel like this is kind of like me just asking a legitimate question and pointing out maybe you shouldn't try to do a round 100 because you're going to spend 6 hours of your life and then it might just break. The game might just break and your perks break and you can't do anything. And then you can't depend on the streaks because you're not going to get enough, and you can't depend on your loadout because it's not strong enough. There's some balance issues going on here. Now, the Easter eggs and the content of the game and the story and all of that, 10 out of 10. I haven't had any problems. All the Easter eggs work. The story works. Doing all that works. When it gets to the high rounds, it breaks down though. So hopefully with some patches, they can fix that, and hopefully they revert that change. I think enough people are talking about it. Hopefully they revert the change, or at least explain it to us, like make it make sense. Because right now I just feel like they're just taking the fun away. I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you've made it this far, guys, please consider hitting that like, hitting that share. If you're new here, hit that follow. Again, I'm not coming after Call of Duty. I ain't trying to be on Call of Duty's neck. Call of Duty has given me a lot. I owe a lot to this game. Given me friends, it's given me a community, it's given me a career. So I'm not trying to talk down on COD, but these things need to be addressed. And while obviously they're aware of the visual glitches and other things like that, the only reason I'm making this video today is because they took the fun away. And then I tried to do a round 100 and everything was broken and I couldn't have any streaks, and I was just like, I've been having so much fun, and then I was just like, what? Like, it all fell apart. Like around 60, everything fell apart, like the whole game. Crazy. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the content. Come check out the stream, and I hope I'll see you on the next video.